So you lot seem to like this randomization malarkey, so I thought I'd try it again. This time, ladies and gentlemen, in today's bumper packed FIFA 19 experiment, which, I don't know whether it's bumper pack. Well, I mean, that's yet to be seen, really. But what I'm trying to say is we've randomized every single player on career mode's age. Everything you thought you knew about players is thrown out of the window. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's 20. Cristiano Ronaldo has reclaimed his youth. And we are going to see what happens to the world of football when every single player is a random age. We're taking a helm at Manchester United this time, and as you can see, the ages have been absolutely flung about. David De Gea is 17 again. We've got McTominay, Dalot, Dimitri Mitchell, and Romelu Lukaku at 18. Antonio Valencia and Phil Jones are 20. This man here is 21. Lee, mate, I'd get that hairline checked out. That is absolutely not normal for a 21-year-old. Meanwhile, on the flip side, the likes of Chris Smalling and Fred are 37. Luke Shaw and Marouane Fellaini are 38. Whilst Fosu Mensah, Marcos Rojo, Nemanja Matic, Mason Greenwood, and Juan Mata are pretty much entitled to a free bus pass at this point. Will players who were young but are now old go down ridiculously? Will players who were old who are now young go up? And what on earth will it do to the Premier League, to all the leagues in the world? Will we start seeing a complete mix-up because certain teams have their best players ridiculously old or ridiculously young? We'll have to wait and see. If you go on to enjoy this experiment though, slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. So it's been a couple of months. We've already got a little bit of change in terms of the attributes in this side. Fred has gone down, unsurprisingly. He's now 37 years of age and he's gone down from 80 to 79. But an interesting one is Tahith Chong, who's gone down to 65. I know he's 29, but that's not very old. He definitely shouldn't be going down in overall. The -1 glitch doesn't exist anymore, so I don't know what's happened to him. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Phil Jones is up to 80. I don't know if he even has the potential to grow in career mode, but he has apparently. So now into January, and the players who were young, who are now old, are going down. They're not just going up and reaching their potential for the sake of it, which is interesting. Martial has gone down by 1. He's 83. Marcus Rashford has gone down by 1 as well. Obviously, his potential is like 88, but instead of reaching that, because he's 34, he's going down. The Ole Gunnar Solskjaer effect is he's not coming into play in this experiment. Chong is down, Young, Gribbin, Pogba's down as well because he's 33 now. So I'm just looking through for players to add to the shortlist. We've got a couple that are retiring, so I can't actually add them. Dries Mertens is 39. Sami Khedira is 39. Vincent Kompany's 19 on the flip side. Manuel Neuer is retiring at the end of the season. He's 41. He's the oldest you can possibly be out of this randomization process. And on top of that, the two Brazilians, Marcelo and Felipe Coutinho, are both retiring as well because they're both 38. So I've got together some of the better players on the game and we can see how they've been affected by this. Lionel Messi is now 26, so really in the prime of his career at this point, 94. Will he go up? Will he go down? Probably not. I feel like 26 is the age where you're guaranteed to not really change. Cristiano Ronaldo, however, is different. He's back to being 21 like he was in his Manchester United days. A 94 rated. We'll have to see though whether he goes up or whether he goes down. Luis Suarez is back down to being 23. Modric is 31, which I think might well be his age in real life. I can't quite remember. Jan Oblak is now 19. So some of the best goalkeepers in the world are all very young now. Him, David De Gea, you'll see Courtois in a minute as well. Oblak's teammate Godin is 29. Lewandowski is 28. There is Thibaut Courtois. Toni Kroos is 21 years of age. Paulo Dybala is 19. Giorgio Chiellini is 21. I can't even imagine this man being 21. Did he look like that when he was 21 as well? Christian Eriksen is 23. Sergio Busquets is 20. Meanwhile, Antoine Griezmann is 36. Marco Asensio is 24. Karim Benzema is now 20. And this is how the league has finished in the first season. I can't say it's changed all that much apart from Everton being in second, but they do really well in Sims sometimes. City won the league 5 points clear of the Evertonians. United in third, then Arsenal, Spurs, and Chelsea. But if we flick through the rest of the table, there's not all that much in terms of surprises. FA Cup was won by us, Manchester United. However, Huddersfield managed to get to the final. Fair play. Carabao Cup was won by Chelsea. They beat Everton. Champions League will be contested by Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain. And Europa League was won by Inter. They beat Rennes in the final. Also, a bit late to the party on this one, but Kylian Mbappe is retiring. He's 39. And then finally, this is how all the ratings ended the season for United. Martial and Rashford both down by 2. So it's definitely the ages coming into to play. These players will not reach their designated potentials if their age is changed. The growers, though, Dimitri Mitchell, Ethan Hamilton, Scott McTominay, got Phil Jones, Diego Dalot, Jesse Lingard up by 1, Lukaku up by 1. Okay, this actually has had a lot more of an effect than I was expecting. West Ham United have won the Premier League, 6 points clear of Liverpool, City and Manchester United. I've got no idea how West Ham have won the league. I've just checked their team. It seems very similar in terms of personnel. A lot of their good players are young. I don't know whether that's had an influence, but they've won the league regardless. Arsenal finished down in 11th, whilst Chelsea were just 4 points away from getting relegated. The FA Cup was won by City in an all-Manchester affair. The Carabao Cup was won by Championship side Nottingham Forest. They beat us again in the final. The Champions League was won by Paris Saint-Germain. They beat Manchester City. And then the Europa League was won by Napoli. Shout out Besiktas for getting to the final. Paris Saint-Germain were dethroned, however, in Ligue 1. So they might have won the Champions League, but they didn't even win their domestic trophy. Bundesliga was still won by Bayern. That's looking pretty normal. They were 20 points clear of Dortmund, then Gladbach and Hoffenheim. The Serie A was won by Inter. They smashed it. 96 points. Then Napoli second, Juve third, and Fiorentina in fourth. And finally in Spain, Real Madrid are top of La Liga. Atletico Madrid in second, and then Barca and Valencia. Rashford, Pogba, and the likes really struggling now. Both of them down by 3. Bailly down by 3 as well. I imagine this is going to hurt United a lot because these are all players who've got high potentials, players that should be good for them by the time we're getting to this sort of season, like really, really good, and they're going down dramatically. I don't know how they've managed it, but Chelsea went from almost getting relegated last season to winning the Premier League in season 3 of this experiment. Everton finish up in second place again. City third, then Arsenal, Liverpool, and Spurs. A little bit less random this time, though. We finished down in 11th because a lot of our players have retired, to be honest. The likes of Luke Shaw, Martial. Over in League R, Paris Saint-Germain are top of the table again. Monaco second, and Marseille and Nice. The Bundesliga was won by Bayern once again, but a much smaller gap this time. Leverkusen and Dortmund closing them down. Serie A champions were Juventus back to the top of the pile. Inter second, then Milan and Napoli. And in Spain, Real Madrid reigned victorious again over Atletico Madrid, and Barca once again finished third. A tribute gain-wise, again, it's mostly players that aren't going to break into the Manchester United team. They've been shafted a bit, really. But on the flip side, some of their main players, or players that should be growing lots by now, are going down so much. Tahith Chong is down to 60. Paul Pogba's down to 79 and is retiring. Bailly's down to 74 and is retiring. Lindelof's down by 3. And in terms of some of the best players on the game, Lionel Messi's still at 94 rated. He's now 28. Cristiano Ronaldo is the interesting one, though, because he was 21, so theoretically you'd have expected him to improve, but because his potential is still 94, unfortunately he hasn't gone up. So Paulo Dybala, who's 21 and is now 93 rated. Jan Oblak is 93. Neymar is 22 and is up to 93 overall now as well. Suarez and Eriksen are 91. Milinkovic, Savic, Diego Godin, Robert Lewandowski are 90. Courtois was 19. Still hasn't gone up on overall. He's still 90. Kroos is 90. Chiellini the same. Mo Salah is up to 90 now as well. He's 28. Season 4 has now come to a close, and just everything seems random apart from Everton finishing second. Once again, the bridesmaid, but never the bride. Manchester City win the league over them. Arsenal third, Liverpool fourth. We recover to fifth, actually. Chelsea continue to be completely all over the place. Paris Saint-Germain still winning the league over in France, ahead of Marseille and Guingamp. Bayern once again on top, 8 points clear, this time over Dortmund, then Wolfsburg, Hoffenheim, and Leipzig. Serie A is won by Juventus on goal difference, this time over AC Milan. And in Spain, FC Barcelona finally lift La Liga. Real Madrid second, ahead of Real Betis in third. You're wondering how the Manchester United squad is looking? This is it. Alexis Sanchez, 85 rated, Lukaku, 88, and Lingard, 83. Very good attack force and a very good goalkeeper. The back four is struggling, though. Lindelof's aging. The whole midfield is absolutely shafted, generally speaking. The final season we're going to look at is done, and there's actually been literally no rhyme or reason to any of this whatsoever. The only thing that's remained even remotely constant is the fact that City have won a league for a second time in a row. Chelsea have no idea whether they want to be good or bad. They finished second now. Newcastle, out of nowhere, finished in the top 4. We finished in 11th as Manchester United, whilst West Ham, Huddersfield, and Bournemouth go down. The FA Cup was won by Burnley. They beat Wolves in the final. The Carabao Cup was won by Man City on penalties. The Champions League was won by Man City as well, but they won it in normal time this time. And the Europa League was won by Sporting of Portugal over OGC. FC Nice. Paris Saint-Germain once again victorious in France. They are top of the table over Monaco, Marseille and Bordeaux. Once again, FC Bayern win the league, but this time on goal difference over Dortmund and Wolfsburg. No surprises in Serie A either. Juventus top over Napoli and Milan. And in Spain, Real Madrid return to the summit of the table. Barcelona second, Valencia third and Atletico fourth. And looking at some of the best players in the world, despite Ronaldo's youth, he is still 94 rated. Dybala same as well, 23 years of age. So Dybala, Ronaldo and Messi, the joint best players in the world right now. Neymar 93 rated just behind him at PSG. Oblak the same at Atletico. Eriksen up to 91 for Spurs. Suarez there as well. Virgil van Dijk is 23. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic has swapped Chelsea for PSG. Mo Salah still at Liverpool. Giorgio Chiellini is 90 rated at Juve. Toni Kroos, Thibaut Courtois the same. Raheem Sterling and Lamar at 89. So is Asensio and Busquets. Lewandowski too. Fekir's 28. He's 88 rated. Toliso's young as well and also playing for PSG. Lacazette, who's 24 now. Benzema's 24 as well. Kompany's playing over at RB Leipzig and is 23 years of age. Wilfried Zaha's 85 rated and playing for Juve. Balotelli not really seeing much in terms of growth despite being so young, whilst Modric has fallen off quite a lot. He's now only 81 rated. But I think that is where we are going to end things for today's experiment. As you can see, this Manchester United team has been absolutely rinsed of its good players, given all of them became old at the start of the video. But if you've enjoyed this one, slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media these days too. My Twitter and Insta are at theofficialfng and links are down below. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.